There is a reason the most respected men in history dressed simply. Not because they lacked imagination, but because they understood restraint. Denim is casual confidence, but chinos? Chinos are intellectual power made visible. And yet, most men over 50 unknowingly undermine that power the moment they choose a color. You may recognize yourself here. On one side, there's the dull corporate beige, a color so safe it erases you. It flattens your presence. It turns experience into invisibility. On the other side, the overcorrection, vacation colors pretending to be sophistication. Yellows, reds, bright greens, colors that speak too loudly and say too little. Neither commands respect, because real authority never competes for attention, it assumes it. This is where most men go wrong. They dress the way they always have, not realizing that maturity changes the rules. At this stage of life, clothing must do one thing exceptionally well: support your presence without distracting from it. That's why this video isn't about trends, it's about elimination. We reduce the noise, we remove the unnecessary, and what remains is the heritage palette. 5 timeless chino colors that work in any room, with any jacket, on any day. These colors don't age, they don't date you, they don't apologize. They frame your face, ground your silhouette, and quietly signal that you know exactly who you are. This is how men with influence dress, not loudly, not carelessly, but intentionally. If your clothes feel random, your message does too. Stop dressing for occasions, start dressing for identity. Because style isn't about standing out, it's about standing firm.
Color 1. The foundation. British khaki. If your wardrobe feels unfocused, this is why. Your foundation is wrong. The first and most important color in a man's casual wardrobe is British khaki, and most men never wear it correctly because they mistake it for beige. That mistake costs authority. Standard beige is a retail invention, flat, pale, lifeless. On men over 50, it's unforgiving. As skin tone shifts with age, pale colors magnify fatigue. They blur your outline. They erase contrast. Beige doesn't elevate maturity, it exposes it. British khaki fixes this immediately. This color was not designed in a boardroom. It was designed in the field. Developed in the 1800s for British officers in India, khaki was meant to blend with earth, dust, and terrain. That origin gave it depth. Real khaki carries warmth, a golden-brown undertone that modern stone shades lack entirely. That warmth matters. It strengthens the lower body visually. It balances the upper frame. It restores presence. On silver hair, it looks intentional. On mature skin, it adds health instead of draining it. And unlike beige, it forgives wear. Pale trousers age badly. They stain. They crease sharply. They betray use. Khaki absorbs life. Wrinkles soften. Fabric relaxes. It gains character instead of losing dignity. Stylistically, this color earns its place through compatibility. Navy blazers, brown leather, gray knits, tweed, denim jackets. Nothing fights it, which is why it became the uniform of men who didn't need to experiment. But here's the line you cannot cross. Fabric. Shine kills authority. Excess stretch cheapens presence. Choose heavy cotton twill, matte, structured, substantial. When you wear British khaki done right, people don't notice your trousers, they notice you. This is the foundation of dressing by design. Miss it and everything above collapses. Get it right and the rest becomes easy.
Color 2. The alternative. Midnight navy. Here's the mistake most men make. They think dark trousers belong to suits, and because of that belief, they never unlock one of the most effective colors available to the mature man: midnight navy. Chinos do not need to be light to be casual. That rule is outdated. British khaki gives you heritage. Midnight navy gives you authority. This color operates differently. Light colors reveal, dark colors conceal. As the body ages, light trousers become brutally honest. They outline softness. They exaggerate flaws. Midnight navy restores control. It absorbs light, slenderizes the frame, creates clean, uninterrupted lines. The effect is subtle, but undeniable. This is also the smartest alternative to suit trousers. Wool trousers without a jacket are a mistake. They drape poorly. They look borrowed. A midnight navy chino carries weight. Heavy cotton provides structure. The color provides dignity. Together, they form a trouser that stands on its own. This color also enables a powerful technique few men use intentionally: the monochromatic column. Navy chinos with a navy sweater, navy jacket above. One continuous visual line. The body appears taller, lean, composed. For contrast, white works best. An Oxford shirt introduces sharpness without breaking authority. But precision is essential. This is not blue. This is nearly black. Royal blue undermines seriousness. Cobalt cheapens maturity. Midnight navy remains silent. And silence is powerful. Fabric quality determines success. Cheap cotton fades, turns purple, destroys credibility. Choose dense, matte cotton twill, structured, durable, honest. Midnight navy doesn't draw attention, it controls the room. That's why it belongs in your rotation, not as an option, as a strategy.
Color 3, surplus olive. Let's get something straight. If navy is what you wear to be respected, and khaki is what you wear because someone once told you it was safe, then surplus olive is what you wear when you actually know who you are. Surplus olive is capability. Most men avoid green because they associate it with the wrong images: bright chinos, preppy outfits, vacation clothing, pretending to be serious. That's not olive. Surplus olive comes from olive drab, the brown-green used in military field uniforms for generations. This color exists for one reason: to function. It doesn't shout, it doesn't decorate, it works. In menswear, olive is misunderstood because men think in binaries: dark or light, formal or casual. But olive lives in a different category. It is not a color, it is a neutral. And ignoring it limits your wardrobe more than you realize. Psychologically, olive does something few colors can. Gray says you belong in the city. Navy says you understand hierarchy and structure. Olive says you can handle things. It suggests experience, practical intelligence, hands-on competence. This is the color of men who don't panic when conditions change. Men who are comfortable outdoors but don't need to perform ruggedness. Men who know the difference between looking capable and actually being capable. That's why olive grounds the body visually. It lowers the center of gravity of your outfit. It makes you look stable, prepared. And from a wardrobe perspective, olive is brutally effective. It pairs with almost everything you already own. But where it truly shines is with blue, indigo denim, navy knits, chambray shirts. Blue and olive is nature's blueprint: water and land, movement and stability, effortless harmony. For refinement, introduce cream, ecru, or oatmeal, soft textures against olive's rugged base. This combination signals maturity, not trend following. But listen carefully. Olive only works if the fabric is right. No shine, ever. Choose broken twill, moleskin, heavy cotton, materials that absorb light instead of reflecting it. Your olive should look like it's been places, even when it's new. When you wear surplus olive, you communicate something rare: that your style isn't built for meetings alone, but for real life. Professionalism matters, but so does capability. And olive tells the world you have both. Color 4,
The urban edge, slate gray. This is where we shift environments, out of the countryside, into the city. Slate gray. Gray is one of the most dangerous colors a man can wear casually. Get it wrong, and the result is immediate. Pale gym gray, heather softness, elastic waist energy. It signals comfort, not control, and control is everything. To make gray work, you deepen it. Slate gray sits between graphite and charcoal, industrial, architectural. This is the color of steel infrastructure, slate rooftops, modern cities. Khaki and olive communicate heritage, tradition, terrain. Slate gray communicates intellect. It cools warm skin tones, balances redness, frames aging hair in a way that looks intentional, not accidental. Slate gray sharpens. It removes noise. That's why it pairs so powerfully with black footwear. This is the only chino color that truly earns black leather. Black Chelsea boots, black derbies, minimalist black sneakers. Anything else feels diluted. Cuffs must be clean, break minimal, silhouette uninterrupted. This is European logic, less expression, more precision. Lean into grayscale dressing, black, charcoal, slate. No color distractions, no seasonal palettes, only shape, texture, and discipline. But here's the rule most men ignore. Slate gray requires structure. Soft fabric collapses, wrinkles weaken it, stretch cheapens it. Choose fabric that holds a crease, feels firm, moves with purpose. Slate gray is not relaxed, it is intentional. It belongs to men who approach style the way architects approach space. Every line considered, nothing wasted. Color 5, the connoisseur's choice, rich tobacco. And now we arrive. Not at fashion, but at taste. Rich tobacco is not an entry-level color. It is not a recommendation. It is a graduation piece. Midnight navy belongs to business. British khaki belongs to tradition. Rich tobacco belongs to pleasure. The pleasure of time well spent. The pleasure of refinement chosen, not required. This color lives in sensory memory. Cigar leaf resting between the fingers. Aged cognac catching warm light. Worn saddle leather polished by years, not months. Most men fear brown trousers. They remember the mistakes of the past, polyester shine, flared legs, forced nostalgia. But tobacco is not brown. It is a deep, warm, complex hue, suspended between dark chocolate and rust, subtle, layered, alive. This color does something rare. It separates the man who fits in from the man who refines. Tobacco signals freedom from corporate grayscale. It suggests a life beyond the office, libraries instead of lobbies, art instead of urgency, leisure chosen deliberately. Scientifically, tobacco's power comes from contrast. It is a desaturated orange-brown, and blue is its complementary opposite. Place tobacco next to light blue, and the effect is immediate. Energy, clarity, balance. A harmony so precise it feels effortless. This is not accidental style. It is calculated and then allowed to breathe. Tobacco demands texture. Brushed cotton, moleskin, corduroy, fabrics that absorb shadow instead of reflecting light. Tobacco rewards quality. Cheap fabric dies here. Pair it with tweed, with heavy knits, with heritage layers that carry weight and memory. When you wear rich tobacco, you communicate one thing clearly. I have mastered the fundamentals. Now I enjoy the art.
Gentlemen, the mature wardrobe is not about abundance. It never was. It is about precision, about knowing exactly what deserves space in your life and having the discipline to remove what does not. British khaki, midnight navy, surplus olive, slate gray, rich tobacco. 5 colors, 5 pillars, endless authority. This is not a trend cycle. This is a system that removes noise, removes confusion, removes hesitation. Look at your closet. Every trouser hanging there is either serving your dignity or quietly working against it. There is no middle ground. If it is faded, remove it. If it is baggy, remove it. If it is loud, shiny, desperate for attention, remove it. You are not a billboard. You are a man. Replace chaos with weight. Replace softness with structure. Replace impulse with intention. Texture matters now. Fabric matters now. Fit matters now. Because when a man reaches maturity, nothing accidental should remain. When you master your palette, something changes, not just in your clothes, but in the way people respond to you. Your presence sharpens, your authority stabilizes, your silence carries weight. You stop chasing youth, and something far more powerful happens. You start building legacy. Legacy is not loud. It is consistent, recognizable, unshakable. Stop dressing by accident. Start dressing by design. This is not about fashion. This is about command.